Hey, it's Cam.
And Hannah,
I use they, them pronouns.
and I use she, her pronouns.
We are recording on Seminole,
And us, land,
and
and
we
we're the
are the
conservation.
Baddies.
This is the podcast where we talk, inform, and highlight some baddies that we know in the conservation field. This
Yes.
episode, we're highlighting ourselves.
The baddiest
Anyways,
ones around.
yeah, we're the baddest. The baddest in the best way possible. What is this, our fourth episode? Our third?
I think it's our third.
The third episode. Wow. Three's one of my lucky numbers.
Oh, okay. Well, then why are you
Yeah.
nervous?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe because I know we're focusing we don't have a guest and all that, but we're our guests. Maybe that's why.
yeah.
Maybe I'm
This
nervous
week.
for the questions.
Oh, okay. I wrote down some questions you might not have seen, so maybe that'll make
Oh,
you even more nervous.
okay. And why would you say?
I don't know.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not that nervous. I feel better now.
So should we catch up? It says here.
I recently updated all my apps on my phone, and Spotify decided to change their layout. This has nothing to do with conservation,
Oh
but
yeah,
do you use Spotify?
I do, and I have my own gripes. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'll listen to yours.
Okay, mine, the main thing that's annoying me is like when you go to your stuff, they used to have a tab for music and a tab for podcasts. And it was evenly just the like you could like if you wanted to listen to music, boom, all your music was in one place. If you wanted to listen to podcasts, like you didn't have to search through. Now they combined them. There's no organization. There's like I don't understand why they would do that. It's just like a mix of podcasts and music. So now you have to take the time to like look through all of the stuff you saved and favorited to find your podcast. And it
Wait,
has me upset.
have you looked at it recently? Because they changed it again.
Okay, I haven't. I don't know if I have to I don't know if I have to update it again. Why? Is it different now?
Yeah, because when you go to your library, I opened it right now. It goes, you can press podcasts and shows, which by the way, Conservation Baddies came up for me, and
Ooh.
all like the podcasts you follow will come up.
But it's still
And
different than how it used to be, right? It's
right.
like you click it like it puts a filter on and then you can exit off of that.
No,
But
I don't like it.
I think it's ugly and I think it was better the way it was before. I've always loved Spotify, but this kind of like, it's not a problem,
You're
but
gonna
it's
switch
just
over
annoying.
Apple
No, I
Music.
could no, ew, no. I'm not giving
Oh my
no
gosh, ew.
those
Well,
people anymore.
my thing is like I have noticed that I try to make I have so many issues as someone who makes a lot of playlists for myself.
Hmm.
I've noticed that like it just gets harder and harder. It's the most frustrating thing ever. I'll make a new playlist and I'll put like 300 songs on it, and then I'll go to like find it later and it's gone. It was never created. I don't know if I just have too many playlists or what. And then I'll try to delete playlists and they won't go away.
I
So
think they have a
that's
lot
like,
of bugs because I've
yeah.
had problems with like my playlist. They used to be in the order that I created them, and now they're just random. Like they're never in the same place, which makes no sense. Like they used to be
Mhm.
like in a list, you know?
Right.
And sometimes when I go on, like I don't know, they're just all jumbled around. So maybe that's what happens with yours. Or maybe they do
Maybe.
disappear. I don't know. Spotify has a lot of little bugs on their app. They used to not have that many bugs. It's like I don't know why
What am I
lately.
paying for then? Where's all the money going? They're just pocketing it? They should put it in their app
Yeah, I don't
and
know,
fix
but
it.
I agree because I pay for premium too. And come on, Spotify. Also, Spotify. There are some, and I know this isn't technically Spotify's fault, but there are some podcasts where they have some shows on it, some episodes, and then they're like And then they have like you can get all the episodes at like some other like website or app. And I'm just like, Spotify. I know that it's not their fault for like not having all the podcasts, but that's just me ranting. That's just me being picky and finding another thing to dislike about Spotify. And now I feel bad that I just went on a rant about Spotify. We're
Don't
gonna
feel
put it
bad.
online. Yeah, but now it's like, but I do like Spotify, and we put our podcast on Spotify.
Yeah. Well, but how can we use something and not be critical of it?
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I'm just pointing out the things I could change. I'm still
Yeah.
loyal to Spotify. I don't like
Spot-
Pandora anymore.
Spotify sponsor us.
Yeah, Spotify sponsors, please. And I will say only good things about
yeah,
you from
and then
now
I'll
on.
overlook all the issues that you have.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that's my little rant. What is this other thing that you put in the catching up section?
I want to talk about my new part-time job.
Oh, why did I totally forget that you even got a new job? I was like, whose new job?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's been
How's it been?
really weird process.
Is
I
it
got it through a temp agency, and I thought the temp agency was like trying to commit social security fraud or something on me
I would
for
think
like a
the
really
same
long
thing.
time. And then I got the job like basically the same day I interviewed, and then this guy is just the guy that
Yeah,
hired.
how is the guy who how is he the guy who hired you?
He's really passionate. I
Oh
don't
my
know if
God.
I should how I should talk about this, but
I
yeah,
mean,
the
you don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
so yeah, it's like basically like we do exit and stay interviews, and you're just hearing people out and like their frustrations. Everybody has like jobs that they're frustrated with, and they wish like they could have said something about a supervisor or whatever, but you don't feel comfortable doing it. So it's a third party that takes in the answers, and it goes into like a study, and like basically like they make graphs and charts, and they tell you like this is the number one reason why people are leaving.
That's
And
interesting. Is it just through the phone? Or do you go
yeah,
to
it's through the
places?
phone.
Oh, okay.
So you have to call people, and they're like,
I
huh?
was about to say you have to talk to people all day.
I know.
Are you excited about that?
I think I like hearing people talk, so I don't
Hmm.
think it'll be bad. But the only thing is like sitting and they're one of those companies that like tracks like how many times you dial and stuff per hour, and so you're
Oh,
like
really?
constantly working, and you only get a 10-minute break.
What?
Yeah.
What about lunch?
You don't get lunch because I have 5-hour
Okay.
shifts. I don't have 8-hour shifts. And
So
so
you
they
work 5 hours and you get 10-minute breaks.
yeah. Well, legally,
That's,
like you aren't given a lunch break if you're not working 8 hours.
but like maybe
We'll see.
yeah. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
That's really awesome. I don't have any other new news. No news.
No new news.
No news. I can talk about my weird animal of the month.
Yes.
I'm still gonna stick with the first one I originally decided. Sorry, punk turtle. Okay, so my animal is the thorny devil lizard. I don't really like that name because I don't think this animal is a devil. So I'm gonna read its scientific name.
It's so cute too.
Okay, its Latin name, its scientific name, sorry, pop-up showed up, is Moloch horridus. I don't like that either. Horrid is in the name. Okay, I don't know why humans have decided that this thing is for some reason going to be named after bad, horrible monsters, but it's basically the cutest thing you've ever seen. It's a lizard, and it it lives in Australia. It lives in the arid inland deserts of Australia. And it says that though that area gets less than 10 inches of rain for the entire year. so there's not a lot of rain. And what like so I found this lizard because I was on TikTok or Instagram or something, and there was a video of it drinking water, and it was like sitting in a puddle, and then the water would slowly creep up through its skin or like on its surface of its skin to its mouth, and it's because they have these like ridges. If you look them up, they're like really spiky, and they have these ridges all in their skin, or like these grooves. I guess they're not ridges, like they like go in, and they're all over their skin, and they go towards the corner of their mouths. And it says that the grooves are so narrow that the water is pulled along solely by capillary action, allowing the lizard to harness water from even the scantiest morning dew. I don't know what scantiest means.
Oh, I think I know what capillary action is. It's like,
Oh, can you explain it?
that's a good
Sorry.
question.
I'm sorry.
It's like the capillary force of, so like how water moves upward, I think. But maybe you should look that up.
Yeah, okay. It's saying like, well, it says capillary action occurs because water is sticky thanks to the forces of cohesion, and cohesion is when water molecules like to stay close together. So it's the forces of that, water molecules staying close together, and adhesion, which is water molecules are attracted and stick to other substances. So I guess because the water's sticking to itself and it likes to stick to other things, but I don't really know how it moves upward. Oh, capillary action is defined as the movement of water within the spaces of a porous material due to forces of adhesion, cohesion, and surface tension. I don't know. Basically, science stuff happens and somehow the water goes up. I don't fully know. Maybe it's because like the spaces are so small that if they sit in a little puddle, the water just keeps trying to stick to their whole body. I don't know, but I think everybody listening to this, or anybody, should look up this animal called a thorny devil. It's described as looking straight out of an old Japanese monster film, which I don't agree. I think maybe it could look like a little dragon a little bit, or like a dinosaur, like the ones that had the spikes on their tails. But I think they're super cute, and I think they're really cool, and nature is amazing at the way different animals adapt to live in different places. I think this is a good example of that. Yeah.
Can I say they also, like, one of the pictures in this article, it looks like that bubble that you get in pizza crust. I think it's like the 5th photo, and like I want to squish it so bad.
Oh my god, I was just looking at that picture. Oh my gosh, I don't know what that is. They says that, okay, they have a knob on their neck that's a false head.
Okay,
I think that's what you're looking at. That's what that is. And it says it's meant to deceive predators. When the lizard feels threatened, it'll curl its real head between its front legs, leaving the false one exposed to attack. So I think like that's really cool. So they just like are like, eat this knob instead of my actual head.
I want to eat it. I actually do.
I thought you wanted to pop it.
Well, I want to do both.
Okay.
You know, like you pop it and then it's good luck and then you eat it.
Okay. I mean, hey, I don't I feel bad popping that. It's just so cute.
It is really cute.
What a cute little dragon lizard. But yeah, that's my weird animal for the week. Or I mean month.
But how small is this lizard? Like,
oh, sorry, yeah. It is. It says it averages 8 inches. It's a tiny little baby.
So it could fit in my hand.
Oh yeah, you can put it in your pocket.
Oh.
You don't need pepper spray with this lizard.
Ooh, that'd be
I think throwing this lizard on somebody they would run away from you. I mean, it's very spiky looking. Or, it could just be like your guard lizard and put a little leash on it.
Oh my god.
Walk around. Honestly, what's this is not this lizard that I'm going to tell the story about, but the kimono dragon, because they get
Yeah.
really big. It would be so badass if you had that as a pet and you just walked it around on a leash.
Oh my God, I wish
Nobody
that
would
were
mess with
me.
you. Nobody would mess with you. Did you see Legend of Korra?
Yeah, I saw like half of it, I think.
What was that one? The one girl who had the tracking lizard thing.
Oh yeah.
She was so, oh my gosh. If I lived in that universe, I would want her animal.
I like the little turtle ducks.
Oh, those are cute. But yeah, okay. So that's my weird animals. I love
I
that
love
show.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. My weird it's not really a plant. It's a mushroom.
We
But
love them.
yeah, we love it's the bleeding tooth fungus.
Very
Oh,
weird.
also we should probably put a trigger warning because there's lots of holes. I think that's called tryptophobia or something.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you're gonna look this up, please don't look it up if you have a fear of holes.
Also blood because
Yeah, it
it's
does look
very
like
red
blood.
and it looks kind of like that. So yeah, actually that's very smart.
And I love mushrooms. So just want to say that.
I do too. I do too. So much.
I think
Wow,
that
this thing looks
they're
like jelly.
yeah, it's really cool. It's called the bleeding tooth fungus.
Now that makes sense.
And that is because it looks like it is bleeding. And it
Yeah.
actually is very goth because the red liquid that's coming out can
Mm-hmm.
actually has an anticoagulant in it, ironically, called atromentin.
Mm-hmm.
And it pushes this liquid out when its roots are wet, also through osmosis. And it has like cute little teeth under the mushroom cap.
Cute little teeth.
Yeah, so it's like a little vampire mushroom. I'm really into it. And
I'm gonna be
what?
I want to find this in the wild.
I should
Where's it
have looked.
at? Do you know?
Yeah, it's in mostly North America, Europe, Iran,
Where in North
Serbia.
America?
Yeah, I know that's not very specific. Um,
Let's
it
see.
probably is hard to find, but let me see.
I just want to say that I don't appreciate I don't appreciate the names that people are calling these things because I understand that it looks like a bleeding tooth fungus. Now, I totally, after I looked it up, but like once upon just reading that name, I'm like, what? What? Like, is it a fungus on your teeth? Like, but no, it totally looks like a tooth that's bleeding. I would also say that it looks like a marshmallow that has jelly inside that someone is squeezing out.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Um,
Yeah, like
well, I'll say the Latin name for you since the Latin name actually I feel like doesn't have it. It's kind of cute too.
yeah.
Hinellum pecki or peck.
Ooh,
I don't know.
Pecky.
Yeah, it's kind of
Aw, it
cute.
looks like a Pecky. That's very cute. Oh, I found a
Um,
mushroom hunting in Florida website.
and it's mycorrhizal, so it has like all
What
that under the ground.
what's an anticoagulant? What did you say?
Anticoagulant, so like basically
Yeah.
your blood will continue bleeding out.
Oh,
You
to
know how like
flow.
when
Okay.
it scabs over, that's it coagulating, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of dangerous, but it is edible if you ever
Oh.
find it. I found out it's like mostly in mountainous areas, so we're not gonna find it here in Florida, unfortunately. But it's in forested mountainous areas, and it is edible, but does not taste good. So there's really no point to it other than like it'll probably look cool. So
So does it affect your blood if you eat it?
I
Um,
I think so. Um, they think they like process it and use it as an anticoagulant because it's not enough I think like one mushroom's not gonna have enough to really do anything to you. Um,
Interesting. Again, nature is so cool.
I know. But yeah, that's my weird plant of the week. Oh, also another name for it that I thought was really cute is it's called strawberries and cream.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that kind of
That's a
cute?
name, or is that what you came up with?
No, it is. I wish I came up with it, but yeah, it
Okay,
is like a
that's
name people use for it.
I like that way better than bleeding tooth fungus.
I mean, it tells you what it is.
I mean,
It
yeah, it's
looks like that.
totally, yes, very true. They were spot on with that naming. Okay. Our topic this episode is climate change, carbon edition.
Yes.
Carbon edition. So basically, as we all know or should know, or if we don't know, you're just about to know, is that climate change is a big deal and carbon is a huge reason for that, like carbon being released. And so we thought we'd focus on that this episode. And trees are a huge, I feel like I'm giving a lecture in college.
I love it. I'm intrigued.
Trees are a huge source of carbon sinks. Yeah. Like they take in CO2 from the air and they hold the carbon in them because they release oxygen, which is just O2. So they hold the carbon in them, and then when they die and their trunk gets covered in soil and stuff, all the carbon stays in the soil instead of going on into the atmosphere and ruining the ozone. And so I found this article or website talking about tree farts, which is what got me intrigued in it. And basically talking about ghost forests and how they have an effect with carbon emissions. And so ghost forests are okay, it's basically like woodlands that have been killed very fast by encroaching brine. I don't know what brine is, but I think it's just like salt water. So it's a lot usually on like coasts, but it's basically like forests near the coast when the sea level rises and there's flooding and whatnot. Those trees are used to fresh water, not salt water. So they die and then the whole forest dies and then it's left with this like ghost forest.
It's kind of cool because the ghost forest, the vampire mushroom. This is a spooky episode.
Oh, it's a spooky episode. But okay. So when the forest dies, okay, when these dead trees break wind, oh, when they fart. Okay, so the dead trees. Okay, so basically there was a new study by Valerie Yerk that said that these ghost forests, since they're expanding because like more flooding and that's and like sea level rise and all that fun jazz, they're expanding and contributing to climate change, because when they fart, so they fart like when they like die and they break or whatever. And then it says that they release greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. While tree farts still pale in comparison to emission from soil, they increase the total emission of the ecosystem by around 25%. I think it's like, it must be when they die and then they break.
Well, I was just thinking like how plants normally like take in CO2 and then breathe out oxygen. Maybe like when they're dead, they just release all that carbon instead of taking it
But I
in.
thought it went back into the soil. Or is it just they die so quickly?
Well, I think it doesn't go back into the soil when it's a gas.
But I thought that forests are carbon sinks. Oh, are they only carbon sinks because the trees are alive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because
Oh.
they keep it in the soil with like the roots and stuff.
Yeah, because this article also says as forests convert to wetlands, we expect over long time scales that's going to represent a substantial carbon sink. And carbon sinks are good because that's where they like take the carbon and hold it.
Oh, I found something
So
in
I
the.
guess it's yeah.
It says as their wood rots, the carbon they once stored is released back into the atmosphere.
So basically that's carbon from trees that are affecting the ecosystem. And then there's also carbon in like wetlands because so those like ghost forests suck because they release carbon, which is really sad, but it's also our fault because climate change. Um, but then wetlands take in carbon and like store it and hold it, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, carbon is held in the living vegetation as well as litter, peats, organic soils, and sediments that have built up. And I think the reason wetlands are so good is because they're like there's a lot of life happening in them. And it says that wetland soils are anoxic, which is oxygen poor, and so they slowly decompose over time, which leads to the accumulation of organic matter. So like the decomposition is slower than like in a dry place or dry forest. And then the sad thing about that is that I don't have statistics on this. I could look them up, but I'm pretty sure I remember learning in college that like 50% or some or like wetlands have like declined 50% in like North America or something. Like they're in decline as far as ecosystems go. And even like in Florida, our wetlands, like people don't respect them, you know?
Yeah, they don't. They still
But they have
judge
like this,
wetlands.
yeah, and they have like huge importance not only for animals but like for like chemical cycles or you know cycles that happen naturally in the ecosystem. Like you can't just mess with that and expect no, what's the word, repercussion. But yeah, that's my this yeah, I don't know.
And so that leads into me talking about some big news that happened last week, where, well, like a little more than a week ago, that the largest iceberg in the world just broke off from Antarctica. And when I first read this, Hannah and I were actually together and we were like, okay, well, why does that matter, right? But I had like some knowledge from college and stuff and from some research that I used to do that like the icebergs and a lot of the ice in Antarctica is a source of carbon sequestration and storage and is another sink just like forests are, but they're not really like thought about as much like that. And a study that Hanna found from 2016 showed that they store up to 20% of carbon in the Southern Ocean, according to this study. And they're responsible for about 10% of the ocean's total carbon sequestration through
Which is
like,
crazy.
yeah, through like various processes, including phytoplankton growth. So a lot of it is because of phytoplankton that are like frozen in the icebergs.
Yeah, I think
Or
and
no,
I
no,
think
no.
I don't think they're frozen in it. Don't they hang out around it?
Yeah, they like they increase the phytoplankton productivity, it says, um, which obviously causes more carbon to be like
Held.
held in there. Um,
Yeah, because phytoplankton are algae. Yeah, they're known as microalgae. I learned this the other day because I was confused as to why I was reading something and they kept talking about algae and then it would switch over to calling it phytoplankton. And yeah, it's the same as microalgae like diatoms and single-celled
okay.
algae. And algae, I've learned um makes 48% of the world's oxygen. So I think that that's probably what's holding all the carbon then near the icebergs.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So when the icebergs melt, that's a lot of carbon that's being released essentially, and we don't want in the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because it increases the global warming and causes climate change.
Tears up
And
the ozone.
right. And we all know, like, I mean, I don't think we have to explain climate change if you don't know by now. I suggest you read up on it because it's like I've been learning about it since I was in school and like full on like
I came out of the womb.
yeah, I was like in
I
elementary
was
school
like,
about it. So if you're an adult and you still don't believe in climate change, I don't know what to tell you. Like there's so much there that I don't think we could get into.
yeah.
Um, and I thought of this. I didn't really see this in the article, but it's also habitat for a lot of species. Like if these icebergs and glaciers break off, then a lot of species are going to be isolated, and that has to do with like well, for species that like won't easily be able to like get off the iceberg, you know what I mean, and like go somewhere else. Um, and that has to do with genetic diversity too. When you look at like bottleneck populations and stuff like that. So when like one population is isolated from another, there's gonna be less individuals, and so over time, like it's just gonna be bad for the overall population because they're not gonna be able to adapt and probably gonna die out. I mean, and a lot of
Because they're just like going through the
inbreeding.
same gene pool. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want that. Um, the main message that we're trying to convey is that all the major things like forests and wetlands and icebergs that are like that's like all those together, like the majority I feel like of our carbon sequestration and storage are going away, and the theme here is it's because of human activity. It's like preventable, and we
Yeah.
don't want this. It's in our best interest not to let these things go away, melt, die out, or dry up because it is going to affect us. If not us, like our future generations. Um, and we already see effects of it. It's not
And the
gonna
animals.
kill us. Yeah, it's not gonna kill us, but it may kill some. It is already killing some wildlife species who are less adaptable, who don't have AC like we do, you know?
Also, Ghost Forest, the trees are dying and they're alive.
That's true.
Also, can I add that something I was thinking about when you were talking about all of that, like what our like overall message is? I also feel like a message could be or should be that all these things are things that just like icebergs, it's just a giant piece of ice. Forest, it's just trees that aren't moving. Like what like all these things are they're just there and they're not really doing anything, it looks like. And I think that people think because of that, it means like, oh, they're not important. They're not like, you can't visibly see what they're doing for the globe and the world, but they're like very and like serious, intense things that are very important. Like, and I didn't even realize how important icebergs were, you know, until learning about this. Like you would
Right.
just like it's just a block of ice, but it's very important that it's there,
And
chilling
that's
out.
yeah, and that's like a really important thing too, is like when people don't see things, they assume that nothing's happening. And Antarctica is a very isolated region that I'm not sure if this is true, but it's like mostly like native people because it's such extreme conditions and like
Mm-hmm.
scientists that are studying it. Like it's not like normal, like everyday, like, oh, you know, people don't go vacation
Yeah.
in Antarctica, so like you're not gonna see a lot of like visitors. Um, but uh it does affect us globally. Like when they melt, it affects our global sea level. And we live
Yeah.
in Florida, so that's gonna actually affect us. And Florida, Miami is already scheduled to be underwater.
Yeah.
Sooner
Already
rather than
scheduled.
later. Yes,
Yeah.
it is. So, yeah, I feel like I don't know what we can't really do anything about it, but we should be aware of it. I don't know.
I think we can do stuff about it. I think just like people being aware, then you're just like more conscious with your day to day and more conscious with how you spend your time. But also, I didn't think about this when that iceberg broke off because it was like what they said it was the size of, no, it was 70 times larger than Manhattan, which I don't even know what that is. I just think that's very
Yeah,
big.
I don't
Um, so there was probably animals on there. Do you think they're okay?
I didn't see anything about that's the thing, like I feel like these are important to animals, but I don't see anything about it.
There had to be animals in the middle of that. There had to be animals, and I'm just hoping they're okay when it broke off.
Also, if
I'm
you think
hoping
of
that.
like I love tropic cascades.
Yeah.
If you think about okay,
What's a
what is
tropic
feeding
cascade again?
it's like when one when you think it's like the sum of its
Oh,
parts is
okay.
greater than the whole or whatever. It's like when you think of like individual, like, oh, okay, that's not a big deal. But then you have to think like, okay, one step higher up the food chain, like what's going on there. So like if you think
It's
about the phytoplankton, what's feeding on the phytoplankton, right? You go one step
yeah.
higher, what's feeding on that, what's feeding on that. It's going to
Oh, I
affect bigger
understand.
species that people pay attention to, like polar bears and penguins and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because phytoplankton is a huge source for a lot of animals that fuel a lot of other animals. I
Exactly.
forgot that was called a tropic cascade.
That's like my favorite concept, scientific concept.
Aw,
I'll just go
my
on
favorite.
YouTube and look it up, tropic cascade.
Aw, my favorite concept, just because I like saying it, is bioaccumulation.
Ooh, yeah, I like
I
that.
love saying it. I don't know why. I don't like it, but
Oh yeah, but it's a
I
cool
like saying
word.
it. Yeah. Yep. So basically, people, be aware of what you're doing. Sign petitions whenever you can.
Change your career.
Change your
Become a climate
career
change scientist.
or become a climate change lawyer. Because if I had the
Oh,
guts, I really wanted to go to law school for a while for environmental law, but I just feel like I would get eaten alive because, like, I'm too emotional and I
oh
would think
yeah.
I would just be really bad because they're very money hungry and I feel like they would break you apart. Not to be rude, but I feel like there's definitely people out there who are like have that like energy to just like walk up to people and like verbally slap them.
Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
like be like, oh well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and to clarify, you're talking about the companies, right? Like going against companies.
Yes, yes. Going
Okay.
against companies, going against the government, which let's be honest, that's hard because the government and the companies are working together, like all over Florida. There's so many people who have come up with maybe, I don't know, they've come up with solutions and come up with ideas to make things better, but the solution is gonna hurt these giant companies who are paying the government. So of course the government's not gonna do anything. I digress. This is getting very sad. I think that the reason for like all this information about carbon and how it affects the climate is it's good that we know what these things do now because I didn't even know about this until we recorded this episode, like I knew about the forest holding carbon and I knew about the ocean, but I didn't know about icebergs and I didn't know about wetlands, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, become a lobbyist.
That's true. You don't have to be a lawyer to be a lobbyist, I feel like.
I feel like you just have to have a lot of free time.
Oh yeah. Well, if you're retired
Or
and you're listening to this.
Yeah,
We
become a
need you now more
lobbyist.
than ever.
We do. But yeah. But I think Earth will be just fine. I mean, eventually. I don't think we should stop doing anything to make it better, but
Yeah, it would take a lot of hard work
to what?
to keep, to not even to improve it, just to keep the earth the way it is.
Oof, yeah. I thought, yeah, yeah. I don't, you know.
Well, let's cheer up.
Oh, I didn't mean for it to get so depressing. But I guess the conservation, it always kind of ends up being a little depressing because of the state of the world. But
That's why we go over our heroes, because this is the
yes,
stuff that's going on.
because there's awesome people doing awesome things for the world and the environment. I can talk about my undercover hero first. Someone that we both personally know, Janelle Brisbane, who was 1 or 2 years older than us, I believe, when we did the Doris Duke Conservation Scholars Program. But she started an NGO in Dominica. I don't know, a while ago. She started a couple years ago, or she's from Dominica, so she's from there. And so she, like, after college, I believe she went back and she started this NGO, and it was just like, from my understanding from seeing it on social media, it was just like getting people in her native country, like, just to help with conservation efforts and all and the other stuff. But now, following up on it, it's like, looks like it's like grown into this, at least from the website, this awesome NGO. And they have different programs where they do like beach cleanups, and they collect data on different species on the island, and they teach people, and it's really awesome. And it's I'm inspired by it because I've seen several different people around my age, who I've known from like conventions or programs, or just through social media, who like start these NGOs from scratch. And it's like very impressive because whenever I think of like conservation NGOs, I think of like WWF and all these other, like this, like a Nature Conservancy, these huge NGOs that have a lot of money, a lot of funding, and they're like, they don't get into the local places, and they do great work, but it's almost like it feels like impossible that you could have like a vision and make it reality. But like, she did that. I'm pretty sure this is hers that she started. If it's not, that's gonna be awkward. But because I remember seeing it on Facebook at first, and it was under her, and I'm pretty sure she started it. But I don't. Even if she didn't, it's still an amazing thing, and I know it started off as like a small little, you know, thing. But they do community engagement and public awareness and species preservation and research. So they have a environmental education program, which I think is freaking awesome. They have different iguana and invasive species programs, and they monitor chicken frogs, which is a type of frog. It doesn't look like a chicken. Don't really know why it's called chicken frog. They have like beach cleanups and different just like community things. So I just think it's awesome because she probably saw something in her, like in a place. What am I trying to say? She probably saw like where she needed to help out with like her skills and talents, and she just got to work, which I think is awesome. And again, I really hope this is hers because I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I just think it's awesome because It's just people who just love the environment and go out there and help protect it. See, so there are people who are doing wonderful, awesome things. Yeah, our president and founder, Janelle Verspain.
There we go.
Yeah, she's a president and founder and ecologist, and she's awesome. And I remember one year I was interning with Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, and I ended up like I was going around the state, and one of the bunkhouses I stayed at, there was another team there like already working on stuff, and she was on the team. I was like,
Oh
what
my
the heck are
God.
you doing here? Like out of all the places. Yeah, but now she's an awesome president, and she like came up with her own NGO, which is like that's awesome to me. That's like very inspiring personally. Maybe it's because I want one in the future, but
Yeah, that's insane.
when I was looking up Wild Dominique, like the website, I would love to interview her and ask her a lot of questions about it because I only know stuff from like social media and the website. That's all that I can go off of what I know about them. But from what I see, there's great things happening.
Please
Yeah.
donate. We'll leave a link.
Oh yeah, you can donate too. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, they take donations.
I mean, it says here, Dominica is the last hope for several regional species. Islands tend to have like endangered species, but like really important species.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's like they're so different because they broke off or something
that
from
makes
like the
sense.
mainland.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's a whole theory on that, and I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, there is. I remember learning about it. I forget. It's like it breaks off and then oh my gosh. We learned about it in population ecology. At least I learned about it in population
It's called
ecology.
Island Biogeography.
Yes.
And it says the theory of island biogeography simply says that a larger island will have a greater number of species than a smaller island. Okay.
Oh yeah. I remember learning about this. Wow, I'm not putting any of this to use.
I don't think that's the one I was thinking of. One I'm thinking of is like something to do with the mainland, but
It has to do what you're thinking about has to do with breaking off from the mainland, right?
yeah,
Yeah. That's what I'm
that's
thinking
another
about
one I
too.
learned. So
Who's your hero this week?
we did not plan this. I also
How are we
am gonna
doing this?
focus on an island. Specifically the Bahamas.
Ooh.
And this is kind of an older project. I don't think that it's still going on. I'm not sure. But also around 2018, the Kirtlands Warbler Research and Training Project. The reason why I want to highlight this is because a group of it was like 10 Bahamians were trained in research and conservation, and Kirtland's Warbler is a really important species that they were trying to prevent from becoming extinct. And so it was really hard work. They had to work both in the Bahamas and Michigan because that's like the Kirtland path. Yeah.
What?
Because they have a very specific habitat, and so that just happens to be around the Bahamas and around Michigan.
So random.
Yeah. I won't get too much into the program because I want to highlight the people involved because they were, I think like almost all of them were, I don't know if I identify as this, but like they were all Black and brown. So I think that's really important because they were getting people who actually live there, right? And people
Yeah,
we do not see that very often in research.
Don't know why.
Right.
I mean, I know why,
Racism.
but yeah.
And giving them this extraordinary chance to learn about a species that is a part of their island, and to
Mhm.
even save it. And their research essentially
Yeah.
was saving it. And they all graduated from the program, like they were sponsored, so they all graduated undergrad. And a
That's
lot of them went
awesome.
on to do amazing things. So I'll just talk about a few. Lino Davis is one. He worked with the Nature Conservancy, and he worked in projects. He got a PhD in conservation, so he continued working on projects in that field. Zico McKenzie, he got his master's and he teaches, but I don't know how updated this is, but at the time, like the most update I could find is he teaches biology at the College of Bahamas, and he also
Ooh.
continued research on the Kirtlands Warbler and other birds. I hope I'm saying this right. Ingeria Miller, she got a master's in environmental policy, and she was a massive part in developing the forest management policy in the Bahamas.
Oh my God.
Right? Keith Phillip works at the Bahamas Environmental and Science Technology Commission, and Scott Johnson is a scientist at the Bahamas National Trust, and he teaches school children about warblers. So you can see
Aw.
how this one project kind of made an extraordinary impact on the Bahamas and on these people, to the point where they're so passionate, they continue working, and I just think that is amazing, and I wanted to highlight it.
That's so awesome.
I
It's
don't, yeah.
you never know how much something is gonna like how the what's the word when it like has different effects on other things? Trickle
Is it the
down?
butterfly effect?
Oh yeah, the butterfly effect. You never know. Like you just never know. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Was it just one time they did the program with those people?
Um, that's what I'm pretty sure that things improved and they didn't continue it. I think it was kind of a one-time thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I don't really see like up-to-date things on it, so I'm assuming like the program has not continued. Um,
Gotcha.
but yeah, so the Kirtland's warbler breeds in Michigan and then winters in the Bahamas.
That
Just
is
clarify.
so weird to me because normally, like, it's not found because you said it has very specific habitat.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me because, like, I don't know. That just seems like a very far distance, but
Oh,
I think I would want to winter in the Bahamas also.
wait, here, you want me to read this little sentence here?
Yeah.
Um, okay, the Kirtland's warbler, one of North America's most endangered migrant songbirds, has been the focus of intensive conservation efforts. Um, and they
Oh, so
did,
then that's why they did it.
yeah, they were trying to protect it from going extinct.
Okay.
But yeah, I think like one funny thing also, just as someone that used to be a utility forester, I think their habitat has something to do with like under power lines,
Uh-oh.
but I could be wrong. Yeah, no, it says
Did you
here.
find a lot of birds
I
near power
didn't
lines?
actually. I didn't.
What?
But yeah, they're found under utility lines, like where they're mowing and stuff, which is funny because like that's what I was in charge of, like maintenance of utility lines. So I
Mhm.
guess that's like a whole new habitat and they rely on it.
Wow. I wonder why they like that spot. Birds are so interesting.
But yeah, I don't think this program continued because all these pages are like old and
Mm.
don't really say when it ended. They're just like, but they are doing a 2021 Kirtland's Warbler census. And it's
Oh, that's awesome. I hope it's
volunteers. So if you're in Michigan,
what? Well, I have friends in Michigan. I might go to Michigan.
okay,
I'll
June
go to the
6th to
Bahamas.
27th. Yeah, I don't think they need volunteers in Bahamas, but
Oh, you're talking about next week?
oh, in 2019 they were removed from the endangered species list. So thank you to those
That's
team of
awesome.
Bahamians. That I'm gonna just put that on you.
Yeah,
That you
that's all
did
you
that.
guys. I as
Oh
far as
yeah.
I know, it's all you guys. Very cool. Well, my recommendation for a book is one that a book that I didn't read because I haven't read any books lately or listened to any, but my coworker recommended a book called What the Eyes Don't See by Mona Hanna Atisha. And it's a book about the situation in Flint with the water, Flint, Michigan, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows about. Let me read a little tiny excerpt. It says that it's an inspiring story of how Dr. Mona Hanna Atisha, alongside a team of researchers, parents, friends, and community leaders, discovered that the children of Flint, Michigan were being exposed to lead in their tap water and then battled the government, blah, blah, blah. So I guess it's a story about the doctor who realized that the water in Flint was toxic, which is crazy. I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list of things to read. And my coworker said it's very good.
Oh my
So
gosh.
if you don't like it, I haven't read it. So I didn't recommend it. But if you did like it, yeah, I totally recommended it to you.
Oh my gosh.
I am gonna read it, but I just wanted to give a recommendation, and I don't have any other book recommendations. I guess I could have recommended a book I had read in the past, but I don't remember those. It seems interesting. I'll read it sometime in the future and let everybody know.
Okay, can't wait.
Yeah.
My recommendation is it's not like really a book, but it's an illustrator who was born in PR, Puerto Rico, baby. And that's why I really like them is they have like a really cute art style, and their name is Benji Nate. And they have a few like hits, I guess you could say. I don't really know if they won any award or anything like that. But they have like a Lorna, which is a famous web or like a successful webtoon. I don't really use webtoon, but they also have oh, you do? Look it up. Lorna is I think it's free, which is really cool. And they also have a book that was released that you can buy, and it's called Catboy, where this owner's cat turns into human after they make a wish for it, and it's like really cute, and they have cool fashion in it.
I like this style.
Yeah, I love this style.
I love people who do art. I think it's like one of the most amazing things. This is awesome.
Yeah, they're super cool. They also have I don't know what happened to it, but they had a webcomic that I really enjoyed called Ghost Phone. And it was kind of like a little bit of a mystery. So, yeah, they're really creative, and I want to shout them out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Benji Nate. My song recommendation is Butter by BTS, because if anybody knows me, they know that I have an intense love for BTS, and it's never gonna go away. It's actually a pretty good song. I didn't listen to it for the first like week that it was out, and then I listened to it and I was like, whatever. And then I saw the music video and I was like, oh, I love this song. And then I listened to it like 500 times, and then on my 501st time, I realized that the whole song is in English.
It is?
Like, I think that, yeah. And then I was like, wait a second, why can't I understand most of these words?
You're fluent.
And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. And I think that would be their second fully English song then, which I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I think that's their second. That's like, other than a remix, they've remixed some songs into being English. But anyways, yeah, it's an awesome song. At least I really like it. But I also love BTS. But that's my recommendation of songs to listen to if you just want to dance and groove around. Or if you want something visually pleasing to look at, you should just watch the music video. But I might be biased.
Heard it yet?
You should listen to the music video. I feel like you're not gonna like it, but
I'll let you know. If I don't like it, I just will message you.
You know how yeah, just ignore me. You know how some people are so obsessed with something that they don't see the flaws.
Yeah.
Which is
your
like I kind of like what?
Well, I was gonna say sometimes parents are like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are like that with artists. Or and I feel like I pride myself in the fact that I try not to be like that. Like if BTS releases a song that I like isn't good, I'm not like it's amazing. I'm like, nah, like it could have been better. But the song's actually pretty good. Because I haven't liked a lot of their newer stuff as much as their older stuff, but their style is changing a little bit. I heard that there's places where you can get a
No,
stick of butter fried.
no.
I've
I
heard
don't want to
this
hear
that you
about
can
it.
go to certain fairs somewhere in this nation and get fried butter stick, fried
No,
butter on a stick, a
not gonna
whole stick,
happen.
half a cup of butter fried, and then you just eat it.
Oh my god, no. Oh my god, their video
That's
has
what I heard.
250 million views.
Yeah, they have intense fans. I used to be one. I'm less intense now. I was really intense in college.
I was thinking like it would be so cute if we had like recommended songs every week and then we made a playlist with the songs.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. Wait, we should actually do that. I like that idea a lot. We could put it on
Okay, let's.
Spotify.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
So
my God, I love
I'll
that.
also recommend a song,
Yes.
and there's a story behind the song. So I'll get into it like you did.
No, wait, I have a quick question. Is the story about a specific TV show?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. In my head, I'm like, this isn't a TV show; it's a lifestyle. But yeah.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Do you already know what
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know if we're
say?
talking about the same show. I don't know if we're talking about the same show. I don't even know if this is a song I'm thinking of. Because I don't know that I know the song is by the same person, but I don't know if that's the name of the song. Sorry for interrupting you.
Okay, okay. So I was rewatching Celebrity Big Brother.
Oh, wasn't this? That's
Okay.
why you said it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. With the season with Trisha Paytas in it, which
Wait, she was on that?
yeah, she's been on everything. And I was kind of like hate watching it, but also like you end up like liking her
I love
compared
her.
to everybody else in that show.
Mhm.
Like you're like, oh my god, I would have hated living in that house and like I would have acted just like her. So
I need to watch it.
there is someone in there. What was her name? I kind of finished it a while back. By the way, the person who won that season, I have nothing to say. That season was so rigged. It's Celebrity Big Brother season 20. Anyway, someone on that show really liked uh Tina Turner. And I'm someone who's heard Tina Turner, obviously, but I never really like listened to her. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Let me find the name. Sandy Boggle, which I don't know this person. She's from
Sandy Goggle.
Gogglebox.
What
Yeah.
the heck is Gogglebox?
I think I actually heard of Gogglebox and I've been
Well,
wanting to watch it.
is it called Goggles because her last name is Boggles?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with her because like it's a reality show with different people on it. But yeah, one day like she had to do something. She's like, "Oh, my favorite artist is Tina Turner." She had to do something to earn like a Tina Turner dance party, and they played The Best. And I yeah, I've heard that song before, right? But when I heard it, it
Mhm.
was like something sparked in me, and I became obsessed with Tina Turner, and
Oh my God.
specifically The Best. And I've been listening to I've been on a Tina Turner kick, and it just goes simply the best. You're
Mhm.
better than all the rest. It's so good.
Yes.
It just
It's on a
hits.
commercial.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah, it's
don't
on a
watch
commercial for
commercials.
Apple or something. I
Oh, I
do.
hate that.
Yeah, no, but it's funny because I've heard that song there and I heard that song on the show Schitt's Creek twice on that show.
Wait, I've
And
seen
so
Schitt's Creek.
yeah, it's
I don't remember it.
no how far have you seen the whole thing?
I've seen the whole thing. I don't
Oh,
remember.
okay. Spoiler alert if anyone wants to watch the show. The song shows up like later on. It's when hold Wow, I forget the character's names, but the dude is serenading David.
Oh, like his husband or
Yeah, but he's not his husband yet. They're just
fiance?
dating.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, they weren't even engaged yet. They were just dating. And what's his name? Jake? No, Jake's the bad guy.
I don't know.
Peter
I think I might have blocked this out because honestly, it gets a little cringy near the end. Like they're like too cheesy. You know what I mean?
yeah. But basically he was serenading him with that song. And I thought I'm just gonna put that on the playlist. That's a really good song. Obviously,
It
it's
is
Tina Turner.
so good. Like put it max
Better
volume
than
in your
all
car,
the
windows down, pretend you're in like a fancy car. Feels good.
a what car?
A fancy car, like
Um,
drop top.
I thought you said KFC car.
Oh yeah, a KFC delivery car.
Make sure you got
But,
that chicken or mashed potatoes.
I can't eat the mashed potatoes because they have gravy.
In them?
Yeah.
No. The coleslaw. No.
That probably, as far as I know, that probably has like chicken legs in it. They like to put chicken
Are
oil
you
or whatever on
are you
everything.
vegan?
No,
Are
but
you
like
vegan? Because I was gonna say you can't eat there then.
I'm
I'm pretty
vegan
sure they put
living.
okay. That's why I said oh dang. Well you could have shoot. I think they put eggs in everything.
I think,
You
well,
could have
I
a
eat
drink.
eggs. I do eat eggs.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
one thing that I eat. But yeah, I think their mac and cheese I can have. I think I've had that.
Oh, yummy. But cheese. Oh, you're not vegan, I forgot.
I'm not vegan, but I should be because I can't. I'm lactose intolerant, and I ran out of lactate the other day. It's like, we'll just stop eating cheese. You wouldn't need to take a lactate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't.
Everybody I know who's lactose intolerant is just like, I'll take my pills, give me the cheese.
I know.
I mean, cheese is good though. Like I could do without milk, yogurt, um, other I don't know what else is dairy products, but cheese, I mean, there's so many different varieties.
Right.
And they're all delicious.
Oh, I bought
Anyways,
ingredients. I don't know if you want to like. I feel
yes.
like if you want to be, if you want to be there for it, if you want me to save one for you, but I'm going to make the Korean cheese dog. I bought the
Oh,
mozzarella and I bought the stuff for the bread.
I want to be there.
You want to be there? I feel like
I
yeah, we
want to
should
eat
make it
that
together.
fresh.
Oh my God, yeah, because you
And
need
then
to
we
be
can take
careful.
an ASMR video.
Oh my God, stop.
I'm not joking.
I'm down for whatever, but yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh my gosh, I want to make that with you. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay, and now we're gonna go to the interview part and interview ourselves. For this episode, we're interviewing each other. Okay, so the first question is, what did you major in college, and what are you doing now? I put this because we both graduated college. We graduated
Right.
from the same college. You can go first. What did you major in?
I majored in forestry essentially with a focus on urban forestry, I think. And I had a minor in sustainability.
Ooh,
And what am I doing now? I am conducting exit and stay interviews for a company.
you're a professional.
Yes. And I have a podcast that I love.
Oh yes, yes. And you go birding, and you're becoming a Florida naturalist.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of things you're doing. I majored in wildlife ecology and conservation, and right now I am working in a shrimp lab. I'm working at a university, feeding shrimp all day and weighing them, and then growing algae and my podcast.
Yes. What's one thing you wish you had known when you began your career?
Um, I don't have something that I wish I had known. I have something that I wish that I had believed more or understood better, which was the money aspect.
Oh,
But I was told by so many people that the conservation field has no money, like you won't make money. And I guess I just assumed like, no, I was like naive and like, oh, I can do whatever I want, which is true, but you know what I mean? Like it's gonna, anyways,
Yeah.
I wish I had just like believed people more when they said that because I don't have any problem with it because of I'm passionate about what I do, but it's like a mindset of I have like at least for me, I have to keep reminding myself that I'm not living my life for money. I like what I do, which is very important, and I can still pay my bills, which is fine. But yeah, conservation, listen, if you're not passionate about it, you're just gonna be broke and not passionate. So I'd rather be at least broke and passionate. But some people do make money though. You can get into different little careers of it. I wish I had taken people some more serious when they told me that.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Mine is like, I wish that I had thought more about how much cheaper it would be to go to a community college, but everyone convinced me that it was for some reason beneath me, which is not true. The only reason why going to UF would be beneficial is because people associate UF with more stuff, and that's literally it. And they have more
Yeah.
resources, but I think that
The
student
reasoning for
debt makes
going,
it not worth it.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. Cause like I could say like UF gave me a lot of opportunities. I don't know if I'd say my education was any better, but I think that the opportunities I got were great. But I don't even know if like I probably would have gotten the similar opportunities at a community college. I just don't know because I didn't go to one. So I'm with
Right.
you on that. I don't like how people are like, oh, community college. Like, no, it's still college. And like you still learn a lot. And it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
And they say UF is like one of the best price wise Florida public universities, which makes
Yeah.
no sense to me, but whatever.
Well, that's the reason why I went there. I was still motivated by money, but I was like, well,
I just thought that like I had to go to one of those big schools. I like knew I had to go to college, and like yeah, there was just a stereotype about community college. And so I was like, I'm gonna go to one of the big schools. Never even thought about like how to pay for it because I was like loans. But like this is just not okay.
yeah. And I know a lot of people that have gone to community college or like a trade school, and obviously I met them like doing jobs, so like
Mm-hmm.
their life wasn't that different. Like they were getting the same jobs as me. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yes, that makes sense. Next question. What advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a career similar to yours?
I
What would you say your career is?
my career,
Conservation? Forestry?
yeah, is like a conservationist. I want to be like an extension agent, so it's like environmental education, I would say, is the path
Ooh,
I'm
I love
trying to
it.
get on. I'm not really on it right now, but
Yeah.
I would give someone the advice to really choose your major later. They make you choose it right away,
Yeah,
but
don't do that.
really do not put all of your eggs in one basket. Those first 2 years, you do not need to take any major classes, right? You have 2 years to
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. Take as much classes as like in various topics. I did not do that. Obviously, it's more expensive to do that, but it's more worth it because you're not going to graduate with a degree you don't want to work in. That's even more useless, and you'll probably have to go back to school. So,
Oof.
I mean,
Oof.
my brother went back
Yeah.
to school like 3 times, I think, and he really screwed himself over. It's not entirely useless. Like, I will say this, if you're not planning on doing something like PhD or I don't know, something really up there. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Like
because like
very
certain things like
specific.
medical school, you have to like get a certain amount of hours in before you apply to medical school and you have to like know ahead of time because you have to do a lot of different things leading up to graduating. But
Right.
like a lot of other majors, it's just, yeah, they don't require any extra stuff.
Well, I was gonna say because like some jobs, literally all they want is a bachelor's degree. So
Yeah.
if you want to just get it in whatever, it doesn't matter. But if it's something
Or,
specific like a doctor, you'll need to be.
yeah, that's true. My advice for people who want to get into a similar career in like conservation is like, you just have to be super patient because my manager told me this the other day. He said, when like just be patient and just keep trying and applying to things, and when your opportunity that's supposed to be for you comes, it'll come at the right time. And like also little internships or jobs that don't pay too much but they give you experience aren't a bad thing. Like every job that you get is important and valuable to like your resume and valuable to your career. So don't feel bad, I guess, about it. I don't know. I had 3 internships in college and then I couldn't get hired afterwards and I had to do another internship that didn't pay anything. And now I have this job and it's definitely not like the last place I want to be, but well, no, that's not what I meant. I meant
Uh,
like it's not like my final stop is what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
um it takes time and you're gonna have to have a lot of different stepping stones. At least that's what I've experienced in conservation. And from what I've learned of hearing other people randomly just end up where they end up and they end up having jobs that they like, but I don't think most people plan it out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like if you just have to take the one job that hired you, I mean just take that one job and it'll be fine and then you'll just get another job after that and then eventually you'll end up somewhere awesome. That's my advice. Just be patient.
Yeah.
I
And I
think
feel
that's
like,
probably with any career, but I don't know.
yeah, that's like what not enough people are transparent about is like how long it takes you to get a job after college. You think it's gonna be immediately, and for some people, it is. And I'm not gonna say why. It could be like they know somebody. Most of the times they know
Mm-hmm.
somebody. But the first job that I got, and I was like, I wouldn't say I was like, oh, every day I was applying to like 3,000 jobs. I was really going for it, but I was like looking for jobs for like a year before I got a job, basically.
Yeah.
And I had to live with like, just to be real, I had to live with one of my friends' family. Like I had to live somewhere where, because I didn't have any money or like financial support, and I was lucky that I could live with them, but I lived with them for like months before I found a job that even remotely paid well, and I was still making like 35,000 a year, I think was like the total.
Yeah, they don't talk about what happens after graduation. I'm not trying to get depressing again, but it can get rough. Like post-graduation depression, which nobody talked about, and that hit me so hard. And I didn't know what was happening. And then I found out about it, which I guess it's not like a medical thing, actually. Like, no, I don't know what the term is, but like, I guess it's just non-diagnosable or something. Like, it's not recognized as an actual condition, but they have a lot of studies on it, I guess, if that's a good way to explain it. But yeah, graduating and I remember I have PTSD about applying to jobs now, which is
Oh
why
no.
I've been applying to jobs just like casually, but I can't do it in mass because it was just like months of just nonstop applying and editing cover letters and not getting any interviews and then getting interviews and not hearing back. And it was just like nobody would hire me. And I had to go back and work at Panera, which is fine because it's a job, but it's just like very stressful because you think you go from like being at like a university and having all these friends and being busy all the time and feeling like, oh, you're working towards something to like, oh my gosh, why is this so hard? But definitely just stay patient because eventually you get jobs. You'll get a job. I don't know where I heard this, but someone was like, you're not gonna have a job forever. Like you will, somebody is gonna hire you. It just takes a long time, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Nothing about you as an individual, just the job market.
That's true.
Yeah. That could be for like anybody graduating college, not just in a specific career. I mean, I guess that some jobs might have more open spots. Oh, I have another advice. I would like to tell people not to do internships for free because
Wait,
I
you're
guess it's,
backtracking.
am I?
Well, you said before take it if it's
I was just gonna quickly say that unless let's say if it's an overseas thing and it's awesome and cool, yeah, okay, whatever. But I'm talking in America. I have too many people who have done I know who have done like free internships and they work so hard and they don't get paid. And it's just people taking advantage of undergraduates and people in college or people who just graduated. And I'm sick and tired of it because it's like, I promise you, like, I just hate it. Like, I just wish, like, if you get an opportunity and someone like I just feel like don't take a job, don't take an internship that doesn't pay you because they're gonna overwork you and your time and effort and skills are worth being paid.
True. And
Just
I'll add
saying.
on to that. One of the more messed up opportunities I see a lot actually in wildlife specifically is you paying to work.
Yeah.
You're paying to go somewhere and work. Do not do those. Those are so scummy. You are paying to give them free labor just because it's a cool species doesn't mean that your labor is not worth something. You can totally volunteer, but I just
Yeah, but
avoid.
why are you paying it? Unless it's like a donation.
I don't think it is a donation. It goes into like you're paying for your flight, you're paying for your food. So you do not need to do that. Trust me, there are opportunities around you. Even if it's unpaid, it's better than that because I mean, they're just using you. So,
Yeah. That's one thing I've learned. It's yeah, companies just, you know, just saying you could get paid because you deserve to get paid. But anyways, okay. I'm sorry for backtracking. What are the best resources that have helped you along the way?
I would say as someone who was looking for a job for like a few months again after quitting my job, I signed up with a temp agency and basically got a job the same day. So, and I didn't pay anything. Don't fall for
That's
scams.
awesome.
You should never pay. But yeah, make sure to go in person because that's what I did. And they can help you. It might not be in your exact industry, but if you're someone like me who needs money and like you it's a temp agency, so it's part-time and you still have time to look for jobs that you want to do. Like I'm taking classes, like I said, to for the Florida Master Naturalist program, and I'm going to get certified while I'm working. So it's a good option
Yes.
if you're desperate.
If you're desperate. Hey, sometimes you gotta be desperate for that money. Oh, that's another thing. I'm gonna backtrack again. You said because you're working this job and it's not related to your field, but you're also taking classes. I think there's no shame in just like working a job because you need to pay your bills and have money, even if it's not related to what you majored in or what you want to do. Because just have the mindset that you're not gonna stay there forever.
Right.
But you gotta do what you gotta do. And if people make you feel like that, then
Get a
you
punching
tell
bag.
them then you tell them you're not welcome in my life anymore. You can leave.
Ooh,
The door's right there.
that's
Yeah,
worse than a slap and you don't get
it
arrested.
is. And you don't get arrested.
Do that. Okay, I'll ask you, what quarantine hobby did you attempt to start but have already given up on? I like this
I
question.
have a hobby that I attempted to start and gave up before I even bought the materials.
Go
I
on.
wanted to crochet a giant blanket. I wanted to learn how to
Oh,
crochet because I know how to sew and other things. But my goodness, the yarn, the amount of yarn you need for a giant blanket, you might as well buy the blanket because it's going to cost you way more in materials and labor to make it. So I don't know I don't, I'm just saying if there's anybody out there making giant blankets from scratch and you're selling them, I think you should upsell your giant blankets. Because
yeah.
like I'm talking over $100 in material.
Oh
And
my God.
then how long ever it takes to crochet this thing. I never even got to buying it. I feel like there was another hobby. I tried, I wanted to like learn how to do a split. And so
Oh,
I like looked up, yeah, I looked up like the certain stretches you have to do. And I think like 3 days in, I gave up. And it was just stretching. It wasn't even hard.
that's
I
fair.
just didn't want to do it. Yeah, I have some other hobbies that stuck, kind of, but
Oh,
those are the ones that I gave up on. I didn't really start too many new hobbies.
what's stuck?
I started embroidering again. I used to embroider when I was a child because my grandma would buy me stuff, and I've been like embroidering some cute stuff. And
Oh,
then I've had plants for the last couple of years, so I bought some new plants and gardens and stuff, which is fun. But I like worked through all of quarantine, so I didn't have too much free time. Oh, you know what? I spent a lot more time outside this year compared to, well, maybe it's because my job is inside and not outside, but I've spent a lot of my free time outside, and you also kind of like helped me realize I've been birding a lot. Like even before I was birding with you, I was birding without realizing it.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm like hiking a lot. And foraging for mushrooms, or at least trying to identify them. Those are
Yeah,
my hobbies, my quarantine things that I've started doing.
I'm the
What about
same as
you?
you. Like, yeah, I was working. Like, I was lucky. I was an essential worker, so I never lost my job, and I never had to pick up a hobby. I was always exhausted. So,
That sucks.
but like once I quit my job, I started like getting into rug making, and I kind
Oh
of
yeah.
took a break from that, but I haven't given up on it. And I also was always bad at like keeping plants, but in quarantine, like I've made a conscious effort to like actually pay attention to the plants instead of just
Yay.
like doing what I wanted. And I've been doing pretty well. I have easy plants, but they're alive, so that's different than before.
That's
And
awesome.
thank you. And yeah, I've been gaming more,
Oh
playing
my
video
gosh.
games. I play
I want
Overwatch every day.
Okay, I just want to say that I told my boyfriend what you said about how I should play Overwatch, and he was like, "You wouldn't be good at that game." He said that to
What?
me
No, you
because,
would be good.
but
Why?
I don't think I have the high. I mean, I tried to play Call of Duty and I died in 3 seconds.
It's not like Call of Duty though. It's a team game. Like
But
you
my thing
play
is
with
like I don't
other
know how to
people.
control the people. I don't know how to make them move effortlessly. I need to do some practice first.
Yeah, it's just practice. I mean, I've been playing for years and I'm still getting better.
But that's awesome though. You play every day.
I just love it. I'm passionate. Somebody called it,
Passionate.
somebody who plays games called it a Disney. Oh, they're like it's a Disney version of Apex, which is another like game like that. And I bought Apex because like they were like shaming me. Not really
Mm-hmm.
shaming me, but they were like, oh.
Making you
So
feel bad.
yeah, I was like, oh well, maybe I should get into this. And I got into it and it's like Fortnite. Like I don't understand it.
Oh
It's so
gosh.
confusing. I was running around and like my whole team died and I didn't even realize it. Like the game had
Oh
ended
my
and I was like,
gosh.
wait, are we still in the game? Like I didn't know what's going on.
Wait, so Overwatch is Disney?
No, it's just like cartoony. Like it's cute.
Oh, okay.
That's why I like playing it. And they have like a lot of they add new characters all the time. Like they have characters from everywhere and they all speak different languages canonically. So I like it.
Is there someone you tried to emulate? A personal hero question mark? I think that I try to emulate myself. I am my own
Yes,
personal hero.
we
No,
love.
I'm not even lying. I honestly, the first person that came to mind was Beyonce, but I think that I have multiple different people for this because I try to, I want, the thing I love about Beyonce is she's just like such a boss, and it's like the way she handles people who like are always up in her business. Like she doesn't care. She just doesn't say anything because she knows she's like better than them, which I think is awesome. And then yeah, I guess I try to emulate my mom, but I think I'm like a pretty much a copy and paste of my mom. Maybe not looks wise, but like personality, because she's just like she's like a super free spirit.
Oh,
And yeah, and she's always out in nature. She has her butterfly garden. She just like one of her monarchs just like hatched from its little chrysalis, and like she has a couple other different like butterflies that are in cocoons right now, and like she goes out there and waters her plants, and she'll like kiss them, and she's just like super free and like it's super naturey.
I
And
love
that's
that.
just what I try to emulate. Yeah. What
So,
about you? Who do
same
you? Is there
thing.
anyone you try to emulate?
I was gonna say my mom too.
Aw.
My mom and I have been like, we had a strained relationship for a really long time, and she didn't live in this country, so obviously like I never really needed to address it, but ever since she's moved back, like we've gotten really close, and I've just like, my mom is literally so sweet. She's an amazing listener. She's in the healthcare field, so like she's saving lives constantly and educating people, and she's really funny. Like I realize how funny she is. Like she makes me laugh more than anybody, and
Aw.
everybody loves her. Literally, I've never heard anyone
Mm.
say anything bad. Well, one person,
I
but
love that.
like everyone that meets her just like loves her, and she's very charismatic. So I want to be like my mom.
Oh, I love that. I love all the stories you tell me about when you and your mom do stuff together. She
We
seems
are
so
literally
cool.
too cute. I'm not kidding.
Yeah. No, I
She
believe
broke her toe
you.
though.
No, how?
I came back from my new job like day one of training, and she was like sitting on the couch, and I was like, "Whoa!" She was like laying there like almost dead. I was like, "What's going on?" And then and then she scared me, and she was like pranking me, and then I looked, and she had like a Frankenstein foot, and she was like, "I broke
Oh.
my foot, by the way. I have to go to the ER." I was like,
Oh my
"Oh
God.
no,
Did she say how? Is
what?"
she okay? Did she say how she
Um,
broke it?
She has this bed frame. This is why I don't have a bed frame. This is my advice for everybody. Don't get a bed
Mm.
frame because she like stubbed her toe on it or whatever in the dark and
Oof.
literally broke it. She said I don't know how graphic I should be, but she saw the bone come out like
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
it's not funny, but it's
Oh.
funny like she's funny about it. So,
Yeah, now she's funny about it.
yeah.
Man, my gosh. I'm glad. I hope she's okay. I hope it recovers soon.
Thank you.
I hope that we're very much on the same wavelength today
I
with
know.
our answers and our topics. What are your favorite things to do alone or with other people?
My favorite thing to do alone is to play Overwatch.
I love it.
And actually,
I love it.
I've gotten into Stardew Valley, which I think you would actually like that game. It's like a farming game, and you
Ooh.
can romance people in it. And I play it every day. Like, I get through one day of farming every
Hmm.
day. And I'm obsessed with it. It's really cute. And with
That's
other people, I just like to vibe. I don't like to do much. I just want to like laugh and watch dumb videos.
same. Literally same.
Wow. Twins.
Um, I like going to the zoo with other people. I like going on hikes with other people. I don't like going by myself. I
It's kind
like
of
being by
scary by
myself.
yourself too.
It's very scary. Oh my gosh, I saw a wild boar the other day by my house. It wasn't
Uh,
by my house, but there's like this street that a long, long time ago, like back when I was in high school, middle school, used to always see wild boar. Hadn't seen them in forever, and the other night there was like a giant one. It's like, okay, cool. That's really random, but I just thought about that. Um, what do I like doing by myself? I like listening to music. I just like doing anything by myself. Listening to music, watching TV, playing with my dog. I guess I like doing things in my house alone, but I don't like being out in
Same.
public alone.
Oh yeah,
I
that's a
need
good
some,
point.
yeah, I need someone there to support to look at when I feel awkward and uncomfortable.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've been feeling like that's exactly how I feel. Like I'm like I don't want to go anywhere alone anymore because
Mm-mm.
it's so much.
It's a lot. Get you an outside world buddy.
Yeah, I've
I'll
been
be one
feeling
of your
bad
outside
too.
world buddies.
Well, you have a partner, and I'm like I'm literally just gonna get a partner because I need someone like I can't be alone outside anymore.
Yeah, I take him everywhere. He's like my little puppy dog.
Oh.
Except he has worse social anxiety than me sometimes.
Oh.
So yeah. So it's like two people with social anxiety trying to like get the napkins. Like,
Oh no.
but nah, he's not bad at that. But he's awesome.
I want to hang out with you guys. I want to do karaoke or something.
I hate karaoke.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I hate it.
Whatever.
I'm sorry. Thanks for listening to the episode. Our third episode.
Should we hint who we're interviewing next? Little fun, little Easter egg.
Oh yeah, a little Easter egg. Guess who we're interviewing? I don't know what hint to give.
I was just gonna outright say it.
Well, what if we say it and we jinx ourselves? I really believe in jinxes.
Are you serious? Okay, you're scaring me now. Let's not do it.
Oh, okay, good. I'm sorry, I really believe in jinxes. I've jinxed myself so many times.
Tune in next time. We're gonna be interviewing someone, and
Yes.
take care of one another.
Yes, take care of one another. Look out for each other. Bye-bye.
Bye.